second attempt at doing our $100 million money models, live book review, book transparency, book progression. Thanks for coming back.
Yes, happy to be back.
So last time we had some fun visibility. I think at like one point we had like 30 people watching live. Less nice comments on LinkedIn. I mean, not LinkedIn, YouTube. That was rude, some of them. But I texted you. My mom watched and she said hi. So, hi, Mom, if you're watching this again. She really wanted to. She's like, you didn't tell me when to tune in on Tuesday. I was like, you can text me, Mom. You have my number.
I love that. And I think my dad is actually watching today too. So our parents are pretty cool.
Hi, Rex. Hello. This is fun. Like you and I love to read, and getting to go through this book together so that it doesn't sit as a book on our shelves is kind of fun, if I'm being honest, like a chance for us to hold ourselves accountable with each other. And I know that when we last checked in, when we started this challenge, we had made a promise to read up to a certain page.
Yes.
You went over and I went under.
I misunderstood and straight up went for 60, but only got to 30. And then you got to page 7. All right.
We were supposed to go to 19, but whatever. This is transparent. I will call it out. And I actually just read the 2 of the pages right before we went live to discuss. But if it's any consolation, like I write all over my book, right? Yes. Like I'm giving my opinions in the margins extensively. Like this book will be dog-eared.
I like it. And also you spent a lot of time at the beginning of the book just on like the details of his disclaimer, and I skipped right over that. So
oh yeah, look at this thing. Well, I mean, we're in a world of like legalese stuff where it's everyone has to be cautious. We live in the United States, a litigious society. And when I saw how much the disclaimer occupied, if you guys haven't seen it, like it's 2 full pages, and like we've got full capitalization. And so like some of the things that I really thought were interesting, it's like you as the reader are encouraged to consult with professional where appropriate. Like you have to own it, like take accountability. This isn't just like a silver bullet. There's going to be foundational pieces. And I know I told you last time that I want to make $10,000 from our efforts of going through this book. And you said
20,000.
Right. But also you upped, I mean, we're competitive collegiate athletes, right? But you told me before we got on the call that you told someone about this book and they've gone through it and implemented.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to try and have him on one of these, hopefully. But yeah, he said, I asked him, I was like, hey, have you read this? And he said he's read the whole thing. He's implemented it. And his business is having the best month they've ever had. And this is a business, I believe he's doing $1 million in revenue, and he's applying these right away. And his business is different than both of ours. And so there's that little voice in my head of like, oh, well, it's easier for his industry. And I kind of like that in this book. Alex is like, this can work for everyone in every industry. And so I'm curious to talk about that more with you.
What industry is he in?
He is a dermatologist.
Okay, cool. So a service-based provider. And then I assume it's based off of non-insurance covered services.
Yeah, I believe so.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I'm doing this on like the personal consulting side. You're doing this on the business side, but we have multiple endeavors we're invested in. So we'll apply, but I will be transparent and discuss openly about the personal consulting side as we're doing more Petrullo.com stuff. But
yeah, the other thing too, so when I started reading this, I'll be honest, I wasn't like, oh, this is going to be really good. I'm like, oh, it's just going to be another one of those books that you read. But like when we get in past page 19 or in my extra reading, I started texting my dad and also my husband, both business owners. And I'm like, read this. Like you guys could apply this to your businesses in this way. And I just got so excited about it. And then my little sister's visiting and I'm like, come here, you have to hear this and apply it to what you do. Because I just right away your brain's just spinning on the ideas of what's in here. And it's pretty exciting.
Man, I'm jealous. I wish I was caught up. But I will be.
You will be.
Because that's what my goal is, right? Like to be able to discuss what are those seedlings of ideas. And then if and when someone beyond my mom comes to join the call. Oh, hold on. I have a friend in Australia. She was like, I'm not your mom, but I say hi. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. In that capacity, like if someone has like questions and stuff, you will see. I charge a lot. But if you come join us, you charge you zero. But in applying it and just being like what I'm going to do in my business, and then if there's some examples that come up. So I'm excited. I know that we're meeting more frequently now in the beginning because so much of it is covered. Like today, we're literally just going to talk about the very beginning and then up to his story because that's as far as I've read. But we had said that we're going to reconnect to go after the first money models, right? So what we were supposed to go up to the 19 before we get into the juicy stuff that you're referring to. So we were thinking of connecting on Thursday to talk about what are money models and if there's anything like, I think it'd be cool to see like, what is our current inventory, like taking inventory of what our money models are. So if someone else is listening, like, hey, do you have it? Look, we don't, or we do. So we'll just.
Yeah. Already, like I've just been thinking of options on that. I'm very curious about it, but yeah, let's start with his story.
No. Don't skip all this legalese stuff.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
I have to ask you. Do you want to know guess how many times he wrote the word guarantee?
10.
Oh, only 3. I mean, it's 2
Only
pages.
3? Oh.
Only 3. But I was reading this like, whoa, not guaranteed, not guaranteed, not guaranteed. I was like, okay. But there's one paragraph that's in bold, all caps. He wrote hypothetical 6 times.
Oh, interesting.
Hypothetical performance, hypothetical performance, hypothetical performance results, hypothetical business record, hypothetical performance.
Interesting.
I want to know like why there is so much copy, like why there's so much disclaimer. Like, is there a history? Like, were there other lawsuits made against the books? Again, we're in a litigious society. Is this the same disclaimer that he's had on other books? And then further on the legalese, I don't know if you caught it, but as soon as it started with guiding principles, right? Like you have 2 quotes. I added in my own quote, and I'm just going to keep adding more guiding principles when I think of more quotes. He has the Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, but I added the Benjamin Franklin one that I learned from Will Smith in the movie The King, which was if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
I like it.
But they have copyright 2025 by Bumble, not for distribution. It's on every page thereafter, including blank pages.
Yeah.
Except for one.
Which one?
So, the page, like technically page 0. So it's got like 11 pages before you actually start.
Interesting.
But anyway, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, look, it's missing the copyright here. They missed it on the blank page. But there's also no page number. So maybe that's why on this blank page, which has X as the page number 10, it has. I just found that really funny.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Okay, but after all the legalese stuff, and we talk about guiding principles, I want to, like, he had 2 quick words where he did 2 dedications. Did you catch that?
Yeah, one to his wife, and then one to Trevor.
Yeah, his buddy. The wife one, Layla, she doesn't know this, but we're going to eventually become best friends.
Yes.
It's a non-option. I love her content. I love her vulnerability. And so much of her stuff is about how does she manage working with her partner? How is she as a woman in business? She's funny. The way she adds humor and professionalism makes her feel accessible and real. And I think she is like the woman behind the president who could also be president.
Yeah, I see that.
So, and like, you know, the ride or die, 7 years later, nothing has changed. I was like, man, there are battle stories in that thing. But it was cool. Like him talking to Trevor and talking to Layla. You know how business owners always were told that we're like lonely individuals.
Yeah.
And he's got 2 people surrounding him that will show up when it's easier not to. So I was like, yeah, respected.
It's amazing. I think it's really needed. Like, I just think you need that support system to be a business owner for sure.
Yeah. Well, you obviously need 2 full pages of legal disclaimers. Yeah. So that has to come from somewhere like that. You don't write all this legal stuff if you don't have sensitive Sally nerves, if you haven't faced someone going after you. And that those are hard moments.
Totally.
But it transitions into the beginning of the book. Like the first part, Start Here, is all about his story.
Yeah.
And again, like did you see how many notes I'm taking in this thing? Like this, I don't even think I took this much notes in high school. But what did you think of his story?
um, I liked that he started just from the very beginning. Like he talks about his concrete bedroom.
Mhm.
And then I thought it was crazy that he talked about he would settle for midday naps instead of sleeping at night. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs have similar stories of where they started,
Yeah.
either in a car or sleeping in a car or sleeping under their desk. Um, and I love hearing people's story. And so I like that his book starts with that.
Okay. So then, Andy, I ask you, is your story on your company's website?
Oh, no.
Okay, cool. Can that be our first action item? Like, first thing that we implement
Yeah.
from our various projects, like that we have our start here so people can get to know the team. I mean, for me, I'm being selfish because like I'm talking about consulting as an individual. So the story for Z1 consulting, right? Like
Yeah.
Z1 consultant might be of the company, of you, the founder, in both capacities. I'm not sure, but
I
you're
like
saying that you're emotionally connected to his information, and then you then share this with the
that.
people you cared about, your father, your husband, and your younger sister, the people that matter most to you in life. And it
Yeah,
started because you were invested in emotionally from the story.
definitely. That's a great point, and I'll add that to my takeaway items for this.
Okay, amazing. I'm gonna put on the let me see on my page 8. I'm gonna do my check-in because I told you that like when we looked at this, they had like 11 reviews
Yeah,
on Goodreads. He now has 32.
yeah, it's exciting.
32 reviews on Goodreads, 204 ratings. So,
Yeah,
I mean, it's going up. But again, this dude sold $100 million worth of books. I know I put it to want to read. So or no, I put it to currently reading. Did you put it to currently reading?
no, I need to update that.
Okay. So on that, I just saw 304 people are currently reading this.
Nice.
And then there are 418 people that said they want to read.
Hmm.
So in this, I got copies for my book. I need to make sure that like I'm like, okay, guys, all of you put it as to currently reading so you can follow along with me. But I think like I'll put here, so I'll track Goodreads. So we're at 32 reviews, and then the homework we're both going to do is we're going to work on our stories,
Yes.
even as simple as like I mean he has it. He talks about 2.5 years in like I don't know, probably like 800 words,
Yeah.
maybe 1,600 words. I'm not good at counting that way.
Yeah.
And it was cool, like as a book and this stuff, like his pictures are in black and white.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, why wasn't there an upsell to have the color version of the books?
Oh, interesting.
And like one of them, it's like a pillows on the ground with his laptop.
Yeah.
Beast mode engaged. Like I see like those two things. And all that. I almost wish he could have just recreated the pictures or have like higher depth, but I feel on the authenticity. And then he's got the really famous selfie in front of his acquisition.com building.
Yep.
I'm just surprised that it's not color. Like how much more would that have been? I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting. I do like I noted this it's like on pages 8, 18, 21, 30, 38, like he has like a little note, and I'm sure it's going to go throughout the rest of the book, but some of them
pro
are
tips.
Yeah, pro tips, but kind of an upsell. Like the first one on page 8 is he recommends reading this book and listening to it at the same time, which is one of my favorite ways to read books like these. But I believe that's an upsell to go purchase the Audible for it, most likely.
You know, he did make the first Audible free, I think. I got it from the library.
Cool. Okay.
But I did do conversations with God with that. I physically bought the big book, and I had the trilogy books and the trilogy audio, and I found it helpful, but I also was taking notes.
Yeah.
But I like today I got to interview Oren Claff, who wrote Pitch Anything. Oh my gosh, he's amazing. It was for Perpetual Traffic. And I was listening to his book at 3.1 speed.
Yeah.
And so like that's hard for me because if I read faster or I listen faster, when I've tried this, it doesn't work. And then in that, like, okay, you have to be focused. And I don't
no. And you have to be able to pause it to write your notes.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I like that he has enough. I bet you there's a cost associated. Let's double check on that. But I do think that it's great marketing that by page 8, before you get into the meat and potatoes of it,
Yeah.
hey, read the or like buy the audio if you're looking at this physical book.
Yeah.
I'm curious. You know what I really like too? Those where I would like this is Colin Firth did this the best. No, yeah, no, Colin Jost. He had a book called like A Punchable Face. Have you read or heard of it?
No, I've not heard of that.
He's an SNL comedian. He does the evening report with Michael Che
Yes.
or
Okay.
weekend update. Sorry. And he has a book, and in his audio, it's distinctly made for the audio. So there's parts of the audio book which for sure aren't written, where he's like, and if you're listening to this audio, you need to do this. Like, actually, like he interrupts it to make it an audio specific experience.
I love books like that.
So I'd be curious because he has this pro tip, faster, deeper learning. Here's a hack. If you listen to an audiobook and read the physical, it can apply for both, but it would be better to be like, as you're listening to this, get the physical book too.
Yeah. I like
That's
it.
what I would like. But that's what I think is going to win anyways with the advertising space right now is personalization and relevancy in all capacities. And that's just an example of where if you meet the consumer where they are and you're intentional about their current medium, you can win when everyone else is just trying to blanket the easy version.
I also really like he's not using huge terms or words in this book. Like, we were kind of talking about his math on page 5. And I was like, well, he's kind of leaving out, you know, like the cost per lead and this and this and this, or like using those terms that you hear so frequently. But at the same time, it makes it so much easier for anyone to read this book and to understand what's in it without like getting caught up in those terms.
I think by having a more simple vernacular, like a vocabulary that's more adaptable, a lot of people reading this aren't your obvious business owners.
Yep.
But they're probably more profitable. Like he had the gentleman he had 27 storage units.
Yeah.
People don't think like, oh, storage units. I mean, that like right now, there's so many lawyers that are entering the marketplace every year that are graduating from prestigious and non-prestigious universities. Whereas we have a depleting number of handymen, plumbers, electricians, like those type of jobs. And you can have more money sooner, no debt out the gate by getting into one of those trades. So I think he's like appealing to the bigger mass, like the TAM, total area market of people that want to do biz ops or get into building a business is much bigger than I graduated from Harvard business. I inherited my daddy's company. Whatever. If that's you, awesome. Congratulations. It's not the majority. So I think by applying simpler language for what can be complex topics is a gift.
Totally.
And in the story where he does talk about cost per lead, he hires a marketer for $25,000. I want to know who. Do I know this person? It's a small world with marketing. I know people that he's hired. I know people that he's given a lot of money to for consulting. And I want to know, is it one of them? Because there's multiples. And I'm like, spill the beans. But he didn't. So I'm like, oh, why? There was some bad blood there. But it's the individual. He paid $25,000 an hour with a famous marketer. So I'm like, okay, cool. My takeaway, Andy, is I'm building this for the consulting. I'm like, oh, do I change my dollar per hour now just to match whatever this famous marketer would be? Oh my gosh, can you imagine if I call it the Hormozi special? I'm like, or if you think I'm as valuable as Hormozi's marketer, you can pay me what he paid his person.
Interesting. Oh, I kind of want you to try it out. I'm just curious how that would go.
You know, okay, so I've got my book, You All Blow Money, coming out this year. And like I'll print them. And there's someone I met where his book is like free on Audible or EPUB or like $1.99. But if you want the physical copy, it's $5,000. What? So I was with someone, he's like, okay, I'll give you $5,000 right now for that physical copy. It's like, okay. He charges that much for, and there's a few other like marketing books that are hundreds of dollars.
Interesting.
Oh yeah. Okay. Maybe if we end up continuing this series, I'll bring.
I want to hear more. I didn't even know you were writing a book. You're so cool. That's amazing.
Oh, thanks. I try. Well, we can do our own book club and go through it. There's a lot of revisions. The first chapter had like full red lines.
Did you have a really long disclaimer?
It will be
Is your disclaimer 2 pages long?
I have no disclaimer. But you know what's funny? You know where there's not a copyright protection? On the disclaimer.
Oh.
There's no copyright protection on the bottom of the disclaimer page.
Interesting.
That's funny. So yeah. Oh, we talked a little bit before, but like something that came up is he was 23 years old. Shout out to his Jordan year. And he met with the gentleman across the street, storage units. And this was the first time I believe he had a mentor.
Yeah.
And we've talked about for everything, like if there was homework, if anyone is following along stuff, like, all right, create your story. But also like, do you have identified mentors? Who's going to be the person that says, oh, how much more cash you got? How much left do you have to live? $5,000 will get to the month. Come,
I love
son.
that.
Let's talk.
I have a question for you on that. Do you feel like, because both of us, we have our D1 college sports background where we had coaches, which is like your first mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Like to me, it made sense when I started my business. I always needed to have a mentor, and I've always had a mentor and multiple, right? Yeah. Like it's something that I've never not wanted, but I've totally talked to people where they're like, oh, I don't need one, or like that's not something that's
what? If someone doesn't need one, they're lying to themselves. It's just, look, you can go faster with others' help, or you can be stubborn and
totally.
Oh, I think a lot of people, okay, hold on. I think a lot of people, I've had a lot of mentors officially and unofficially in my life. And I've had mentors that I paid. I had one mentor that I was paying over 50 grand a year for, just so I can get on a call once, twice a week and see in person. Right. I've had mentors that I've paid, $2,500 for a year. Like it's changed. So I've invested into mentors where then when you pay attention. I'm currently a part of 5 masterminds.
Yep.
I coach one. I'm launching my own. Again, part of the stuff that I'm going to be building with this program. Yeah. Right. So it's a lot of people may say like, I'm not ready to invest in a mentor, but you still have them in your life.
It's true. I think it's so important.
And who are your mentors, or like, how have they helped you accelerate your business? Because you've got a thriving business.
Yeah. It's been pretty great. And I mean, I feel like I have a little bit of a cheat code, like having my dad as a business owner. And not only has he been a really successful business owner, but he is an excellent coach. And he's been that way my entire life. Like, one of my favorite moments in college, I was a bit of a punk. My coach got mad at me, fun situation. And I remember calling my dad, and he instantly was like, well, what are you going to do about it? Like, what's next? And I mean, he said it in a really loving, kind way, but it was so impactful of like, okay, I messed up, and what am I going to do about it? And like, how am I going to, what am I going to do next? And I feel like that has stuck with me throughout my entire life, and also my career as a business owner. And I think that's the important part of mentors is like when you're stuck in your head or you've messed up or you don't know what's next or where to go, like just having somebody ask you, I feel like opens up that like, okay, like let's think this through.
I love mentors. It pulls you out of the situation.
Yeah. Gives you kind of like,
because it's hard when you're so emotional.
Yes. And it gives you that like higher level view, bird's eye view, right? Yeah, I just think mentors I could go on. I could talk about this for hours. I love mentors. But
well, you have one. I love that your dad essentially did this so what, now what kind of situations. Like you can wallow or you can learn. Like you lose or you learn. Totally. That's it. Those are the only 2 options. And I know like you brought up like as athletes and stuff. Yeah, of course we had a coach. Like we were both in team sports as well. I don't know the volleyball equivalent, but in soccer, like I tend to try to give a lot of examples of how soccer's are. I'm like, okay, like if you're launching the campaign, don't be the Messi on the field and all these terms. So if you don't watch football, like real football, not fantasy football, sorry to no one who actually watches video games. Kidding. But it was like defense wins you games and offense buys you tickets. And in that analogy for us, I was like, I always knew I wanted to be offense because I got published in papers. I got the news interviews. I got the attention.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah. So I don't know if like that's true. Like you weren't obviously a barrel in volleyball, but did you have that kind of component?
Yeah, I mean, like there's your front row hitters, right? Or spikers, or I mean, they're technically called hitters. But they're usually the ones that are, scoring that goal, getting that hit, that kill, that spike.
That's the Instagram reel that goes
Yes,
viral.
exactly, right?
Not the person catching it to keep it
Or
within
yeah, the
bounds.
passer. Yeah, so I guess the equivalent for that would be like the passer wins games, but the hitters bring the tickets. Ooh, I'm curious. Maybe any volleyball players that are listening to this, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that would be it.
Defense wins you games, offense buys you tickets.
Same thing.
You know what? I think there's a lot when he talks about like the component where he started opening gyms every 6 months, cash flowing them in advance. I think a lot of that, what he had done was defense and offense, even when he's describing his process, in the sense that like his offense, as soon as he got cash from people that had signed up before the gym while the gym was still an empty phase, the first thing he said, then the cash from those signups goes towards more ads. So for me, that was like his offense. He was going on the offensive, but where he had defense was I'd get people in for a 6-week challenge. And then I would give them full money back into an annual commitment. That to me, he defended his cash flow, but he invested all of his money into the ads, and the ads is what got him recognition by that marketer who said, okay, stop building gyms, the level 2 activity, start coaching other gyms. You'll make more money. So I wonder if that, would you say that applies here?
Also, I just can't wait for you to get to the next part of this book when he starts talking about like winning your money back. Like he's done it in such a wonderful way that it's like, here, you pay me. I mean, I'm skipping ahead. Should I save this for next week?
I mean, spoiler alert. Okay.
No.
I didn't read my full part. Shame on me. But I'm owning it. Like, I'm not going to lie and say like, oh, this is the only thing I'm doing. You and I are both business owners. We both have teams. We both have fires that happen on a daily basis. We also have personal lives. We have complicated things that happen on and off the field in our various workplaces. But while it would have been easier to be like, let's push this, we made a promise and we're going to fulfill that promise.
I love it.
But you were saying, okay, spill the beans. What was your favorite part of the upcoming case?
Okay, so I really love just the whole piece of the book that's about winning your money back. So I'm looking at my notes as I'm saying this, but basically, like, he tells a story of people spending $500 for 8 weeks of personal training, and there's like all of these like success conditions like mixed into it that it's like you can get your money back if you follow this, and this.
Conditional commitment for refund.
And you have to post. Now you have to become the marketing for us as well. It's genius. And then my favorite part was I'm like, oh, but you give the money back. But instead he does it like you can get those $500 back over 12 months. And so now it's like a discount to your 12-month subscription pretty much.
Okay. Oh, okay. So he has a self-liquidating offer where it's, well, like usually, let me see. Self-liquidating offer to me means I spent $27 and you gave me $28. So the money I spent to acquire you as a customer, especially if you have an upsell, it's self-liquidating. And this really happens a lot with master classes and seminars. If you have in-person events, right? You're trying to ideally pay like $250 or less per head per qualified buyer you put in the room, because you're trying to make a dollar amount per head. Now, this is me getting in the weeds of like the pieces I know and speak about every day. So forgive me if this gets confusing. But when you are trying to fill a room, whether it's 30 people or 300 people, your goal, I like firmly believe this, is never to make money on the ads. You're not trying to self-liquidate, but you are investing into getting people into the room that are qualified buyers. They are paying you anywhere from $199 to $12,000. No, Elena Cardone's was like $14,000 that she was trying to pitch me. Like, to get in the room, you are asking people to pay you a few $100s. When you pay attention, but you're also getting their time. Our time is the most valuable component. Totally. So getting someone to commit to 1 or 2 days of an in-person event, they know they're going to be pitched. So for me, a self-liquidating offer is is the dream, but not the goal, because you're leaving money on the table of getting higher qualified buyers. But you're saying here he gets people to have a money back guarantee, essentially, right? And so you can get your all full money in, provided you do the work. Do the work.
You have to do the work. Yeah, he talks about actions versus results, or both, right? Like they have to follow the same. If you follow these actions, you get your money back. Or if you get this result, you get your money back. And so my head's just been spinning on how to apply this to my business, because it's incredibly interesting.
Well, you have a service that you provide. So then maybe like if there's like a component where I know you do blocks of hours and that's not your ideal place, but if it's like, hey, cool, we will train your team. We will show you how to do this big setup, this big integration.
Yeah.
For us to do it for you, it's $26,000. For us to show you how to do it, you pay us $26,000. But if you go back to it and you end up just being, okay, we will refund you 90%.
Yeah.
But then if you don't, and we have to end up doing it, I don't know if that would make sense in some capacity.
No, I haven't thought about it in that way. I like the idea.
You have a lot of clients that are enterprise levels that they have directors of the CRM. You have managers overseeing all of their Zoho account. So you have someone that's empowering. So it's like for me, I think as the owner, I'm being pitched, please hire Z1 consultant. This is how much it will cost for them to do it. But you already pay me. I'm a full-time salaried position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay her to do it. She's going to actually coach me on it. And then when I do it, she's going to have like a 50% money back guarantee because I did the work. She showed me how. So I'm making my employee more valuable and I'm saving money by being told how to do it right the first time versus the employee figuring out and wasting 6 months.
Ooh, I really like that because it also holds them accountable to like getting the results and doing the actions. Oh, that's a great idea. Oh, see, I love this. This is useful for me already.
Yay. Okay, cool. So in that, like, I would wonder, I mean, what's cool is like the do the work. I think of like, so I want to have like what I call marketing rehab, a group where we'll have a call every week. And like, I love the calls that I'm on and I love the people that I get to be on calls with in the mastermind that I coach in or the mastermind that I'm a part of. There's always someone that just doesn't do the work necessarily, which is okay. Like it's important. They're learning and it takes time. But when there's someone who's taking action and doing the things and it's progression, not perfection, in that capacity, it makes it so much of a better group.
Yeah.
So I wonder if I can, when I get to that part, I haven't read that obviously yet.
Yeah.
But we can see like, so for laurenpetrullo.com, the purpose of like, for me at least, why I'm doing this, setting this all up is I will have 5 things available to buy from laurenpetrullo.com. Spoiler alert. Sorry. This is us trying to do it. So Andi, welcome all feedback, but it's like, one is obviously like consulting, like it's hiring by an hour.
Cool.
I feel like a hooker. I explain it, but you want my time. It's expensive-ish. Yeah. Depends. I mean, that's not fair because I know that like, so I have borrow my brain, right? Like where you get me, whether it's for an hour or a block of time. Like I have VIP days where like I've done this many times where I have met with someone and in 6 hours, I can give them 6 months of work that they would not have figured out on their own.
Yeah.
But then they don't always do the work. I'm like, I'm not your mother. I can't hold your hand. But anyways, I'm selling private consulting, selling group consulting. Like I just said, I'm launching marketing rehab. I'm selling the book, You All Blow Money. I'll be selling speaking events, right? Okay. So I'm speaking in 2 weeks in San Diego, next month in Dallas, the month after that in San Diego again. Like, so speaking engagements. And then there's one more. I don't remember what it is, but there is one more. Shoot. Private consulting, group consulting. Workshops. Maybe I'm just putting that with private consulting.
Okay.
I think that's it. I'll double check what we're at. Oh man. Well, that's see, working on it. Anyways, so it'd be fun to like build that out and figure out what those pieces are together. Yeah. And I know that with section 1, what's a money model, which we'll connect with maybe like on Thursday. What I had suggested we do for homework is we like take inventory, like what money models do we have and what do we come back with, and then just be transparent about it. And while we build those, if anyone else builds alongside us, totally. If they have money models, you're going to see, like I'm doing it for laurenpetrullo.com. Like I've not done that private consulting as its own piece, but I told you, like I'm creating a separate company. I'll have like the bank account stuff. Like I'm going to set this all up
Yep.
as we're going through this, so I can share back if anyone is interested of how that's progressing, and if anyone ends up buying my Alex Hormozi $25,000 an offer. I should call it like Alex should have hired me. So I'll
I
be like
love
24,999, and I'll have his. We could do that. We could do the Hormozi offer, where okay, instead of what I regularly charge an hour, I'll charge this per hour, and then I'll give it back to you if you do the work.
There you go.
If you do the work and you don't make at least 3x
Yeah.
from what we recommended, from what if you don't have a revenue increase,
Yeah.
from what we went over, I'll do the money back.
Ooh, okay, wait. I love it. I just aha moment over here.
Yeah, tell me.
So we have a program. I can't even. I feel like program's the wrong word. It's so amazing. So it's 6 months. We come in. It's 5 stages. We work in your CRM and with your team, and by the end of it, you are going to have an increase in your revenue by 20%. But I haven't thought about building in this way of like that's guaranteed, right? Like if you don't, I'll give you your money back, but you have to follow this
conditions. Yeah, like if you show up to the call and you don't do any of the work, that's not on me, that's on you. So
Exactly.
performance-based reimbursement in a guarantee.
I love
If
it.
you don't like if you're hiring someone to consult you, again with all the disclaimers, right? 6 hypotheticals and 3 no guarantees in this kind of thing. It's just that, but like if you are hiring someone to advise you, he does say really well, like results can be atypical, but it would be interesting. You could either hire me for the hour and just pay my hourly rate, or you can hire me for the Alex Hormozi should have hired me first. That if we do our hour and the idea is you like if you take from our hour, if any of the learnings and you don't, if you apply it to your business and you do not see revenue growth, I'll refund you.
Well, I'm so excited to talk about these more with you.
Me too.
I think everybody should be listening into these ideas because I think like your marketing brain and my sales brain, like I think there's a lot of really cool ideas. So next time we're going to be reading.
I will be catching up. So I finished through his story. So section 1 of What's a Money Model.
Perfect.
So that is in the hard book, pages 9 through
18.
9 through 18. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. I'm excited to talk about those. And we're going to also bring so he has the 4 money modules. So attraction, upsells, downsells, and continuity. Is that how you say that? Okay.
Continuity.
Got it. Perfect. I'm dyslexic.
Words you don't use all the time.
So we bring just at Z1, these are what we do for all of those. And then you're also going to bring what you're planning to do there.
So we'll come to the call and we'll discuss what our inventory is. So we have homework. I'm not going to say I can commit before the call that we'll have our story, but I can commit that I'll delegate it out and I'll come back with when I'll have my story published. And then I will read up to the next thing. And we had said, oh, wait, where did I put my homework? Wrong page. So my story, and then we'll come with money models inventory. I'll do it for LaurenPetrullo.com, and you'll do it for Z1 Consultant.
Perfect. I like it.
Okay. So if anyone is listening and following along, you have the same task. If you're able to do the story, amazing. I have teams, so I'll give this to my writer and then ask them to like put this together, and we've got a queue of things. So
that's amazing. I will be writing mine myself.
Yeah, no. I have people that are better at that than me. Okay, cool. So let's meet. You want to chat Thursday?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, amazing. 3 p.m. Eastern?
Let me pull it up. 3 p.m. Eastern. I could do 3:30.
Done.
Okay. See y'all then.
Ciao.